Hello and welcome. I'm in my bare feet for a reason, and that is so that I can address the symptoms that both you and I are experiencing with one or more toes feeling numb, perhaps even feeling a tingling sensation as if it were asleep, and possibly a burning sensation as well. All these sensations can actually happen simultaneously. First, understand that I'm not a doctor and I'm not here to diagnose your condition or provide you with professional medical advice. But my condition and that of millions of others in the U.S. and around the world started with one seemingly innocent sensation, and that is numb toes. One thing I can say without a doubt is that it is vital that you determine what your condition is and the cause of your condition as soon as possible. The sooner you do, the sooner you can work to control it and hopefully reverse it. So with that said, the sensation of numbness started in the bottom of my middle toe on the right foot. This condition existed for a couple of years without any further progress, but then a few years into the numbness, the condition started spreading to my fourth toe on my right foot. And months later, I also started feeling it in the middle toe of my left foot. At this point, it was just numbness that I was feeling, nothing else, just a bit of a nuisance. I brought this to the attention of my general practitioner, who ordered an electrical conductive nerve test to be provided by a neurologist. By the time I finally got around to take the test, having procrastinated for about a year, the numbness had spread to the balls of my right foot and consumed all the toes on my left foot. The results of the nerve test indicated that my nerves were actually conducting electricity normally. The neurologist confirmed that my symptoms were consistent with peripheral neuropathy, and the myelin, in other words the outer sheath that covers the inner nerves, was functioning normally. He did explain, however, that there was no way of testing for inner nerve damage. The conclusion was that I had idiopathic peripheral neuropathy, which simply means neuropathy of unknown causes. Years earlier, before I sensed the first signs of numbness in my toes, I had a physical exam. My doctor told me that I had an elevated glucose level, which was placing me on the threshold of being pre-diabetic. To address this, he said that I should take more care in the foods I eat to control my blood sugar. I was 46 years old at the time. I got this advice. I am now 57. Having been in what I consider great physical condition at the time, I really did not seriously consider that the inside of the body has to be kept in just as good shape as the outside, particularly as we age. Today, my peripheral neuropathy runs all the way down to the bottom middle of my right foot and to the ends of the balls of my feet on my left foot. But besides just feeling numbness to the degree that I could easily cut my foot without even noticing it, I also feel that my feet are constantly asleep, having this pins and needles feeling along with this burning sensation, while simultaneously feeling that my toes are cold, which they are, even now. Today, I consider my peripheral neuropathy a very serious problem which has diminished the quality of my life with the constant distraction that the symptoms cause. I have been on medications like gabapentin, pregabalin, and nortriptyline, all of which turned me into a virtual zombie, and I have completely discontinued using anything stronger than analgesics and NSAIDs like ibuprofen. Having done some extensive research on the topic of peripheral neuropathy over the years, I've come to the conclusion that glucose, in other words blood sugar levels, may be the primary contributing factor or the root cause of my peripheral neuropathy. Although peripheral neuropathy has many causes, one of the leading causes is diabetes, a disease that is growing in epidemic proportions in the United States. It is estimated that 60 to 70% of diabetics suffer from peripheral neuropathy. That means that within the 29 million diabetics in the U.S., up to 20 million people suffer from peripheral neuropathy as a result of diabetes. In addition, there are approximately 86 million people in the U.S. that are considered pre-diabetic, and up to 25% of pre-diabetics have peripheral neuropathy. That is an additional 21.5 million people. So just from the known cause of elevated or high glucose levels, 41.5 million people, Americans at that, have peripheral neuropathy. That translates to 6.5% of the U.S. population, or 1 in every 15 people. My point here is that if you are experiencing these symptoms, you are not alone. This is a very well-known disease, and if the cause of yours is elevated glucose, then you can nip this problem in the bud by taking charge of controlling your blood sugar before your symptoms become more prominent. By doing so, you may still be able to reverse the disease and reduce the pain and discomfort which eventually comes with peripheral neuropathy. My advice to anyone with these symptoms is to seriously talk to their doctor about getting tested for blood sugar. A good test is to measure your A1C, which is a 2 to 3 month average of your glucose levels. Once tested, if you are in the pre-diabetic or diabetic range, you must do everything in your power to lower your blood sugar to get it back into the normal range as quickly as possible. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes and the longer it takes. So take action immediately. Don't expect your peripheral neuropathy pain to subside right away either. Just like it takes time, and I am talking years, for the onset of peripheral neuropathy symptoms to appear due to high blood sugar, the same rate may apply to reversing it. I would also like to point out that for most, the nerve damage that is already there may be irreversible, thus permanent. So the best you will be able to do is to prevent the peripheral neuropathy from spreading, and at worst, you will be able to reduce the rate at which it will spread. The bottom line is that peripheral neuropathy needs to be dealt with in a very serious manner the first time you feel the symptoms of the onset of this disease, and I'm talking about numb toes. A good place to start learning more about peripheral neuropathy is by going to www.ihavepn.com. This site has a collection of information about peripheral neuropathy, including treatment options and products and services which can help manage the pain and discomfort of your peripheral neuropathy. I wish you the best of luck on your journey to control your peripheral neuropathy, and remember that although blood sugar levels are the leading cause of diabetes and thus peripheral neuropathy, there are many other causes which you may have to consider and explore with your doctor and on your own. Till next time.